Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Sue Kremer, and today we're going to take a break from Christmas projects. We've done Christmas the last 2 weeks. Today we are talking about the Whale of a Time suite that is in the annual catalog, and that is starts on page 94. So if you have your catalog handy, we'll be starting on page 94, and that was the picture I shared with you, the samples they have on page 94. So this, the parts of the suite that I have are the Whale Done stamp set. Lots of fun. I've been playing with it the last few days. There's a punch, if you can see. Sorry for the glare. I have to get you to be able to see it there. And that punch does stamp, punch out this whale, and then other parts of him, and then like the spout from his. So I punched them just in gray so you can see all the pieces, and I just put them together. And I thought the orca was so cute. Just black and white cardstock and the punch, no stamp necessary. And then this one, he was stamped twice and then punched twice to get the extra little piece to give him a little more dimension. The water spout would be fun to add to that one too. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for joining me. I see a few people have joined us. Let's get started. So I won the Designer Series paper in a Stampin' Up event, and so I just got the stamp set and the punch last week, which is why I'm just getting started with Mr. Whale now. I think we need to give him a name. And this is one of the papers in the Designer Series papers pack. Look at the beautiful water. You could use that for any of the nautical stamp sets we have, but you can see that this does punch out the whales on that. Obviously he's not a full whale, but you can see it does punch out the whale on that paper. So kind of fun. And this is one of my favorites, just the seaweed. Anyway, you can see the Designer Series paper on page 95. They're doing a really good job of showing us what's in the paper these days. So I have a couple cards to show you, and we'll make another one today. And I have a fun fold. So, and there's where you can find me, whether you're finding me on Facebook. I'll put this on YouTube tomorrow, and I'm getting better about blogging and putting things on Pinterest. And this is where you can purchase things from me through Stampin' Up, or through me from Stampin' Up. So, hello, hello. So there's our cute whale. So my friend who does lives every Saturday morning had a card very much like this, but I tweaked her dimensions and kind of made it my own. So this is the card we're going to be doing tonight. You can do whatever you want on the front, but the wow comes when you open it. You can see it's a little box that looks like kind of a shadow box, and it folds flat. She told us that there are so many layers on here that it does need extra postage. I haven't measured it. I believe if you keep it really flat like this, you can see the ribbon is the only extra I have on here. I don't even know if I do have dimensionals on that piece. It has to be less than 1/4 of an inch. And I have been told that this on our, oh, see, it doesn't fit. On our trimmers, that opening here is 1/4 inch. And she's right, it does not fit. It starts to fit. Anyway, little trick there. So we are going to make that card. And here are the dimensions that I modified Jennifer's. Well, she's joining us. Sometimes she joins us. So here are the dimensions. I'm hoping you can see that. So you start with a piece that's 5.5 by 11. Usually we go 5.5 by 8.5 to make a standard card, but this is going to make the box part. This will all be on my blog too, so if you don't want to write it down, or if you decide next week to come back and look at it. So along the 11 side, we're going to score it 1/2 inch, which gives us the tab. 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 8.5. So it looks like this. There's a 1/4 here. This is one side of our box. There's the spine. There's the back side, and then this is a flap that will put it all together. So I'm going to turn this over, and this is where the tab was. So the piece next to the tab is where you'll cut the opening. And then that's the spine. So, oh, sorry. And then you do need another piece of cardstock, a standard 4 1/4 by 5.5, and that is the front. And then for the insides, and I'll show you in a minute, this one I had white on my sample, 3.5 by 5 1/4, and a second 3.5 by 5 1/4 that you'll see through the opening. So I did this in Pacific Point. So that first big long piece is going to make the box, and then there's a tab that extends here that's, you know, like 2.5 inches or whatever. So this was, I adhered a second piece just like this to the front, and then I just have a layer there. But then this is your white piece, and then that's for the inside. So these two are 3.5 by 5 1/4. And we're going to make one together. But that's just so you know where we're going, and I'll talk about it as we go. So there again, it folds flat, and then when you open it, that tab is adhered to the front of your card, and then it opens up. So we are going to get busy. Let's get this out of the way. We'll leave that there, and we'll leave the cute whales, because I do think they are so cute. I kind of regret waiting till now to get them. This, I don't have the sequins that are part of this suite, though. I think I sold all those. But I do have some ribbon left. So we're going to make this in Pool Party, which is one of the colors in the suite. I think I have a backup in case I make a mistake. But here's our 5.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So holler if I'm going too fast, or if you have questions. Let's just measure this. 11 by 5.5. I'm going to extend the arm on my position, or trimmer. So along the 11 side, I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way so I don't accidentally cut it. When I'm doing small increments of either scoring or cutting, I like to use the right side. So I'm going to put it at 1/2 inch and score. And so that's going to be the tab. Where'd my list go? So that was 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go 4 1/4, 4 3/4, and 8.5. I don't know where to put that. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, just the corner of it. Okay, so 1/2 inch, 4 1/4. That's going to be the front of the box. And then another 1/2 inch, which is 4 3/4, which is the spine. Now I want that same size in the back, which happens to be 8.5. So that's the back side of our box. And then this piece is what will adhere to the card front. All right. Let me get my bone folder out. And we're going to score these. So there's our 1/2 inch. Let's go the other way. Melissa, I did too. And when we get to that part of the card, I'll share with you that so I'm just folding these all in. And Anne's right, I do need a new table. So they all kind of go in to make a box like that. I used a die from a different set because the punch is just the whale and then his pieces. So there's our box. Can you see that? Let me get comments off my phone. So there's our little box, and then I have another piece already cut, ready to go. There's our basic card front. So there's our 5.5 by 11 scored. There's our card front. Now, I know not everybody has a die machine, so I'm going to use this large punch. And this is, I think, the biggest punch we have. I don't know if a circle would work. You'd have to do a few. You could just use some kind of knife and a ruler if you want. So I tried it with this open and it doesn't go in far enough. So I have this, I'm going to close the flap over, and then I'm going to push this in, and I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch on that side, and I'm going to punch. And now I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to overlap it so there's a little bit of space there. Let me get it ready to go, and then I'll show you. You can see where I'm going to punch a second time. This is going to make kind of an interesting opening. There. But I didn't think I liked that, so I'm just going to use... Actually, I wasn't sure what I did. Yes, I did. So I'm going to punch a third time to punch off, and I'm going to center these pieces on my punch. So I'm punching 3 times, once on each side and then once in the middle. And I'm going to flip it away when I punch so that it doesn't go flying and hit me in the face. I thought this made an interesting opening. So that is one of our labels. If somebody wants to look that up, that'd be fine. Otherwise, it'll be on my website tomorrow. And I already have some papers cut. There's the one with the seaweed. So I think I can go ahead and adhere that. Have our seal back. That's kind of cute though too. Yeah, we're gonna. All right. Hello and thank you for joining me. Make sure I've got this in the right place. So this was 3.5 by 5 1/4, so it just leaves a 1/4 inch all the way around. Now I'm going to put strong adhesive on our tab, and I'm going to use our tear and tape. And put it there. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's sticking. So I'm going to take my liner off. And then I didn't get it quite long enough, so I can add a second piece. Just another inch or so. Here on this side. Thank you for joining me. Do you have winter weather where you are? We have had snow on and off all day. Just beautiful flurries, very peaceful, gently falling. But we are expecting anywhere from 2 to more inches tomorrow, and they said it will be shovelable. So I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. So I'm putting the edge all the way in there, and then the adhesive is going to go on this flap so that when you open the card, that's pretty good. And actually I'm going to turn this over and burnish it so it does lie flat. So there's our box so far. You could use just designer series paper and extend this, or do whatever you want. Just for something quick, I'm just going to use the same color cardstock. This is Pool Party, by the way. I think I mentioned that. So I'm just going to adhere this, line it up carefully. Pretty close, not exactly, but that's good. So and then there's our card. Let me get this out of the way a little bit. And there it's coming together. I see now I should have added these earlier, but we can do it now. So I have the smooth sailing dies and this piece of seaweed. This coordinates with the Sailing Home stamp set, which has it's one of the lighthouse sets. And these are the dies that coordinate here. This is the lighthouse. But I just remembered that we had the seaweed. I had used this on something else before. I don't remember. All right, so I die cut a whole bunch of those. I always want to know colors. I have it in Granny Apple Green, Shaded Spruce, and I believe this was Old Olive. So we can decide what colors go best with our paper. And I should have put them in before, but I can use glue dots and put them in on the back side and maybe some on the front side too. Maybe I'll just put them on the front side. I don't know. Oh, that's pretty. And then maybe we'll do one on this side too. And I just chose colors that were in the designer series paper so that I know it's going to coordinate. I'm going to put a glue dot on the front of this piece. Use my thumbnail and you can see it's on there. And I can just tuck it behind and just have it peeking out a little bit. I like that Granny Apple Green. There it is. Maybe we'll put one on the front. A couple glue dots. Sorry, I did that off camera. Just a glue dot on the back, then another one at this point where there's lots of cardstock to adhere it to. There's one there and one there. It's kind of cute. I don't know what I was going to make my whale out of. I really like the whale. I guess we don't have to use the whale. I kind of do like him though. What to do? I am going to step away and grab some black and white paper and you put him together. I think we're going pretty quick here today because my die cutting and punching and all that came together really well. Let me clean up a little bit. All right. Anne says it's in the 70s. She lives in Maryland. All right, let me look through comments real quick. All right, so yes, we have mixed reaction to the snow here. Some people are ready. It's only October. All right, so I need some black and white cardstock. This should work. I hadn't thought too far ahead. So we're going to make one just like him. So we're going to use the punch. I'm not even going to stamp him. I'm going to punch all of him. Let me get, where'd that paper go? As you can see, hold on. I'm going to need it for stamping. Okay, it's not cooperating. Oh, it's because I'm going through 2 layers. I think I'm getting flustered. Sorry about that. All right. And then for the white, I don't need the whole thing, but let's get the top parts and the bottom parts. And we're going to use some, we call it green glue, the the Tombow Mono Liquid Glue. We're just going to make him just like that. So we have a black one. And then we have this white piece. And I found it easiest just to add a little glue, kind of using that as my guide. That's probably too much glue. And then adding this after the fact. Rather than putting glue on. I found it really hard to turn this piece over with the adhesive on it. So then we're going to add a little glue here. Again, this is really liquid. And where'd that piece go? I think it goes this way. A glue dot would have been good too. Would have given him a little more dimension. And then for, excuse my reach, for the eye, if I can find it here. Where did it go? There it is. I was trying to put the eye up here, but if you look at the pictures in the catalog, it has the eye about right there. And I have a little trick for you. So you know on one end of our take your pick tool, we have a putty on this end. And I'm going to take the other end off. So I'm going to pick the eye up with the putty, maybe, and set it on the glue. And my fingers are too big, but this point of your take your pick. So I put the glue down, I picked it up with the putty end, set it down, and then I used the pointer end, or the pointer, to put it on there. So that is the take your pick tool, and I can put this back together. Very handy. What am I missing? The spouts. Okay, he's going to be under the water, so he isn't going to need the water spouts. We're just going to put some adhesive on him. I guess it could be her. I don't know. Oh, that's my other card. I'm like, there's a whale in there already. Oh, it's sticking to my fingers. We're going to put him in so you can see through the opening. Isn't that cute? I thought that was really cute. Okay. And then I have a second piece of cardstock, and I just have white that I'll put here. Maybe we should stamp it like I did. Let's get all this out of the way. Hold on. I need to pick up a little bit. like I did here. I thought that was kind of cute. And I'm gonna, that's obviously a different pattern. I think I'm gonna mimic, like I mimicked this one here, I will mimic this one. And we have, where did my stamp set go? I'm just dropping things. I don't think I need my camera anymore. So what do you think of the whale? I think he's really cute. We are going to use, there are 2 pieces of what I consider seaweed in here, these little ones. You know what, I think I'll bring my catalog back and use that to stamp on. Put that under here. Got a little more surface. Sorry, I'm gonna have to go sideways. Let's look at the colors. Looks like we have, I didn't grab Granny Apple Green. I have just Jade. So to get the different colors, I'm gonna ink once and stamp a couple times. And what other color? Kind of wish I did have Granny Apple Green handy. We're going to use Bermuda Bay just because. I like that we have a lot of colors with water kind of theme to them. Pool party, balmy blue, I guess that would be. There we go. Just a little there, add something to it. These, here, I'll show you the stamps in here. These little fish were kind of fun. The seahorse. I've seen a lot of people stamping the turtle and then cutting it out. And then I have a card to show you later with the jellyfish. So, okay, we're going to adhere this to the inside of our card. And that would be where you would write your note. Did I get that on there? All right. And then for the front of the card, so our inside is done. I have embossed, if I can find it. Part of the suite is the seabed embossing folder. This is an older embossing folder. It looks like water. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I put it on there dark. I don't know. It looks like waves. That would be a good one if you don't have the new one that looks like a seabed. And I've already embossed that just on white. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. So there's some other ideas, and what I have, if I can find it, is a piece of sponge that already has some green ink on it. I'm gonna add a little more, and I'm gonna use just Jade just to coordinate with the inside of my. And loves the whale and bought 2 packs of the DSP. Isn't it fun? There's a lot of, and there's even some of the pattern papers on the back side are not necessarily nautical. So I have sponge with lots of ink, and it might have different colors. And I'm just going to gently swirl so that you can see. I'm hoping you can see that. Well, here I can show you. Obviously that side has the ink and that side, just to bring out the embossing. You have to go ever so gently. You see, I got a little heavy-handed there, talking more than I'm working. Just to bring out, that's good, the color. And I think that was some ribbon. And what should we have our card say? What do I have that one? Oh, that one I didn't even put a sentiment on it. You could add happy birthday or whatever it's going to be when you do send it. How about whale done? I thought that was kind of cute. Oh, I guess that could have been bigger. You know what we're going to do? I have pieces of designer series paper cut. I have scraps. I've only made 2 or 3 cards and I already have scraps. So I guess that front, I guess this panel was cut to go here. But that's right. We will make do. Oh, this would be cute. We're going to put that on and then we'll put this on first. All right. See, when you make not a mistake, it wasn't quite what I was expecting. Whoops. All right. Let me see how big this is. 5 1/4. So we will cut this to 5 1/4. And only you and I will know that I miscut, or that this piece wasn't cut for here. So we are going to put seal on here. Get out of the way there. Oh, it's going sideways. Oh well. And we're going to put seal on here. I do want this going the right way. Oh, I was going to put it ribbon. Oh well. There's our card so far. I do like words on my cards. I have a scrap of white. Is that going to be big enough? Well done, or thanks a ton? What do you think? Thanks a ton. That would work. We'll do that. I need a block. Pick that up. Should we stick with the greens? I think so. We're going to do just jade. And then I do have my banner punch. Hopefully I'm not in the camera. I think the camera's high enough that my head didn't get in there. Let's clean up a little bit. And I just had it. So I'm going to put that in. I want the flag side, so put it in straight. And you can turn it over and see that it's flush. And that piece always goes flying. All right. And I need to trim that. Do we want another piece behind it? I don't think so. My thank you cards I usually keep kind of simple. No, I changed my mind. I do want, you know what we're going to do? We're going to layer it on another piece of white. This way. We're going to use dimensionals on the back side of this. That way I'll have a place, I wish I had left it longer, to put some ribbon around it. This is very pretty ribbon. It's Pool Party, and you see it's kind of glimmery, and it's very soft. So I'm actually going to tie a knot around this end. Sorry, I'm forgetting to look at comments. And I love sponging too. It adds just enough to a project. And you can make it obviously whatever color you want. Scissors. There we go. Sorry, I'm going to pull this down to the end. Maybe. And then put that on top. That works. And you know me, I can't talk and take liners off adhesive. There we go. All right, now I have one more card to show you, so stick with me. Like I said, it has been a lot of fun to play with this. I do want to get some adhesive over my ribbon. I don't know if that worked. I'll put it there. Thanks a ton. And then there's a whale, and then I can write a note. I thought it was adorable. So thank you, Jennifer, for sharing the card. And then, like I said, I modified it a little bit so that it's the same size. That's my card for today. As I said, I will have the dimensions on my blog, hopefully tomorrow. And then here's my other card. There were sequins that came with, that are part of the suite, and they had shells. They were really cute. I thought these blue adhesive back gems would have worked too. But anyway, here's my other card. This is where I used, that's actually Pool Party, and then I use the same green inked sponge. There's the jellyfish, and it says, "My love for you is bigger than the ocean." I don't think I have anything inside, just the colors. So I used Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, Bumblebee, and Pacific Point for my jellyfish. And then a green sponge, the whale done. Seabed is the name of the embossing folder. And then I did use seafoam, soft seafoam for that card. So there are my cards for today. Thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. I think that's all I have for you. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back next Monday, and I don't know if we'll do Christmas next Monday. It depends if I get my samples made, because I want them to be wow, and they're going to be home decor, by the way. So thank you for joining me. Have a great week. Bye.